Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our second topic today in the breakfast show. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated Egypt's annual petroleum exhibition, Egypt's 2023. The sixth edition of Egypt International Petroleum Exhibition kicked off on Sunday with the participation of a number of ministers and government representatives, as well as high-ranking officials. Well, to shed more light on this conference, we have the pleasure to have this phone with engineer Karim Magdy, energy expert, petroleum conference participant. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Engineer Magdy, the inauguration of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to this show or conference, the significance of this event, please.
Yes, okay. So Egypt is considering one of the leading energy conference and shows, specifically in the Mediterranean and North Africa. More than 32,000 participants. It means a lot. And it means Egypt managed to realize swift development to be like an energy regional hub. And, it's worth mentioning that this Egypt comes to a critical time because, as you know, there is currently many international challenges, starting from COVID-19 and the war between Russia and Ukraine. So it reflects the Egypt vision to be like an energy regional hub.
Yes. How does the sixth edition of Egypt 2023 add more trust in Egypt and in Africa in this sector?
It's a place where you can see many states from different corners of the world come together to discuss many topics related to the energy, the low emissions, and investment and infrastructure. And by this year, exactly, we announced extra more for bid rounds for separation of oil and gas, and we promise that we will announce extra three bid rounds for oil and gas exploration that many national companies and international companies and international service companies can apply, and it may lead to drilling more than 300 wells in the future to be put in production and increase the oil and gas reserve for Egypt's economy.
Yes. So, Engineer Magdy, the private sector in Egypt before it were depending on foreign countries. Now it have self-sufficiency. How do you see the importance of this?
Yes, normally we were depending on the international companies, as you mentioned, because it's a worldwide industry. But during the past 8 years exactly, we can see evolving national companies and can merge in the market and can merge in the technology, providing different solutions for different challenges. And each year in Egypt, His Excellency Minister Engineer Karim announced a new launching company specialized in different category, which reflects our robust Egyptian economic.
Yes. What are the important petroleum issues tackled in this conference?
Many issues will be tackled in this conference, and what comes on the top of these issues will be the green hydrogen and how to be committed to the international commitment according to the previous COP27 of decreasing the emissions and by 2050 to have a net zero emissions. The second main topic will be the digitalization and how to have your own gate digitalized, open to all the world, to have more exploration opportunities. And so many topics will come after, like the sustainable energy, sustainable demand and supply. What about the investment and financial issues and how to modify some terms of the contracts to facilitate the investment of foreign people and so on.
Yes. After the inauguration by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi for the sixth edition of the conference, the President inspected the exhibition and the show of the conference in the fifth settlement or the International Manara Center. The importance of putting or providing the conference with an exhibition or a show to show the development we have reached until now in this field, the importance of this, as the President have inspected the exhibition and listened to an explanation by the Minister of Petroleum, Engineer Tariq Al-Mulla.
Yes, actually mentioned in his Excellency Mr. Bernard Sisi showed a great support and empathy to this conference and show. And there's more than over 500 exhibitors, which is a great number, by the way, to see more than 500 exhibitors from different nationalities, from different technologies, and all are under the umbrella of support of His Presidency, Mr. Al-Fattah. As Engineer Tariq mentioned as well, we will have more exhibitors and we will have more technology. And it's also mentioned that by next year it will not be Egypt Petroleum Show, it will be Egypt Energy Show, which will expand and open more opportunities for more exhibitors and more people to join.
Yes, so Engineer Magdy, can you elaborate for us on carbon emissions reduction investments in new and renewable energy?
Yes, exactly. As I mentioned, this will be the top niche topic of this year conference because, as you know, last November, COP7, there has been agreed on an international commitment to decrease the low carbon emissions. And I'd have to say that during the last 6 months, Engineer Tariq announced that we will open the first green hydrogen plant here in Egypt. And we, all the countries in Egypt are working hard to have a solid infrastructure, install a new pipelines for transferring and to install new LPG, which is the liquefied petroleum gas. All of this to be less dependent on the fossil fuel, as you know, and they began to switch step by step to green hydrogen and renewable energy in terms of solars and so on.
Yes. How did the gas and the petroleum sectors have recently succeeded in sustainability?
Recently, many companies are working according to have sustainable development and achieve sustainable objectives. Honestly, in fact speaking, many of national are cooperating with international companies to develop this sustainable plan. And also the ministry is adopting a new sustainable plan for the upcoming years, incorporating different disciplines and different parties from different majors to have a sustainable plan and achieve sustainable objectives in the energy sector.
Yes. What are some of the new research areas in Egypt?
Mainly the nanotechnology. It's one of the new era of research here in Egypt. Another one, which is artificial intelligence and its swift, rapid, increasing applications in different areas, and it will reflect on the digitalization, which I mentioned before, and which is Egypt focusing on having a digitalized gate for the world. So these are two main areas, and another third coming is unconventional. Still, Egypt is not running its unconventional, but we have a plan to unlock our unconventional resources to add more oil and gas, which is coming from the conventional resources.
Yes. So what do we expect or would be the outcome of this conference, in your point of view?
Yeah, from my point of view, each year we got more contracts, we got more investments, we see new visitors. For example, till the last year, we don't have ExxonMobil and Chevron investing in the upstream industry, which is oil and gas exploration. By this year, we have ExxonMobil and we have Chevron, and I think we are all familiar with the recently announced exploration by Chevron in the Mediterranean. So this is a direct output of this conference and show to have more attractions, have more contracts, have more investors to invest more and unlock more of our potential, because we still have more to unlock in terms of Western Desert, Eastern Desert, Mediterranean, Gulf of Suez. Egypt still has more of underground resources to be unlocked, but needs some technology and some investment from foreign people, and this is actually the objective of this conference and show.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Engineer Karim Magdy, energy expert, petroleum conference participant. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Breakfast Show. I was in the company of my colleague Nermeen Abdurrahman. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.